I was actually telling the class about you, about how you've been exposed to this competition and uh, the experience and the exposure it has given you, in your how you call that, in your personal life, you know. So I wanted you maybe to just to try and I'm not sure if I can say to try and explain to the class. For example, if I can ask you, like in your personal life, um, do you think that um, it was a good thing that you were part of the winners of these competitions? You know, how did that affect your life, personal
Um,
life, your life in your family and things like that, in your own career?
yes, I understand, and I'm very much excited to join the class. I'd like to say that. First, I'd like to introduce myself to everyone. My name is Mtecho Nzimande, and I'm a bachelor's in ICT student, and I'm an alma mater at Durban University of Technology. And when I first joined Huawei, we were the competition winners at the 2023-2024 ICT competition where we competed with major. We were competing for the sub-Sahara region with major countries like Nigeria, Zimbabwe, all the countries that are in the sub-Sahara region, Mozambique, Kenya, they were all over there. But just to share a little bit of personal testimony on how my life has been changed by Huawei. So can you please share your screen and show the class the couple of pictures that I sent you? Because I mean I want the
Okay.
class to also witness, to also see and visualize what doors could Huawei open for you, especially if you're an ICT student and with this competition, and then how big are these competitions? Because it's not only the sub-Sahara region. You find that you competing globally. You first of all you start from national, okay. From the national rounds you proceed to the regional rounds, and from the regional rounds, and then if you win from over there at the regional, and don't worry guys, you will get paid if you win at Huawei. They pay you. They actually give you money if you win. At our first competition we won, first grand prize won 15,000, and then I won 10,000 because I was first prize. Well, first prize I won 10,000. That was 2023. It was first time having to experience the Huawei competitions. And then secondly, due to this exposure and having to expose myself and market myself as a student, I got to actually travel to China with another program that is for students under Huawei, which is the seeds for which is the seeds for the future competition. And this is me, by the way. In November we were in China, Shenzhen, China, which is considered the Silicon Valley of ICT. And I'm sure if you know what Silicon Valley is, you are an ICT practitioner. It's literally the beginning of the digital age, and China is leading. And we were there. We got to witness the latest technologies in action. We actually got to actually be inside the autonomous vehicles. They told the and then they are actually expanding from 5G. So if you join these guys, if you join these competitions and then you participate, you will not only get compensated with money, obviously, you will be also provided experience and experience from well and training from well experienced instructors from Huawei. We got to learn from one of the top engineers at Huawei. They were giving us lessons on the things that we should study. And then Huawei is a they use meritocracy, not democracy. They award you based on your merit. And I'm sure the instructor has explained on how the certifications goes, where you start from HCIA, where you become an associate. That also opens doors for you to also travel. You could travel the world. You could go places. They hold events. Huawei is a global organization. So if you participate on this, you're not only representing your country and your university, but you also get to travel globally and experience those things. And Huawei opens doors for those experiences and those opportunities and those trainings and those certifications. And if you also want to get employment, there's also graduates programs that are sponsored for that are mainly open for students. I think that's about everything about my experience and
Yeah,
and how Huawei has changed my life. So
yeah, that is very very important. Thank you for sharing that. Guys, if you see, for example, this picture, this was I think 2023, right?
yes, that was actually my first time. We were attending to it was an awarding ceremony. Just like I'm saying, guys, if you work hard,
Yes, this was,
Huawei
yeah,
will award you based on your merits. We were awarded based on our merits. We were there, that also was an amazing experience.
yeah. So, guys, so if I can say, this is a very big opportunity for everyone, as you heard from someone who has been part of this journey before. Uh, so, this is an opportunity. It's something that you shouldn't take for granted, because all these will be part of your CV. It's part of your portfolio. So in your career, in whatever you're doing, this is part of your portfolio. So all the qualification, all the certification that you get, you can use them in your as part of your CV, and that will open for you other doors. So if I can ask, guys, because I know today many people did not attend due to the load shedding issue, and we move the time of the class. I'm not sure why people didn't join or they didn't read the message where we said we're going to start at 6, but at least to those who are in the class today, I hope what Teto said uh, will benefit you somehow. Yeah, but before we can let him go, I'm not sure. Is there any question that anyone would like to ask? Anyone? Any question that you would like to ask? If you have any question, you can just unmute yourself and just ask. Oh, did you guys hear him uh, properly? Did you guys hear him?
Yes, I did, but I'm just, yeah, I did hear him, and I'm thinking about something to ask. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Anybody else?
Oh, and
Yeah. Anybody else want to ask?
Greeting everyone. Sorry I was late, so I didn't get his name. But can I please ask? Last year I was in this competition, so it's my second time. So I want to ask about the exams because I know they are the first step. So how did you do it? Like, what was the trick for the exam? Cause wow.
actually to share the trick and everything, I'd make an example of the Nigerians. The Nigerians are actually the people that are dominating this competition. They dominating in each and every level, because there's also an innovative competition whereby you submit a project, and then you present it to the judges and your innovation and everything. So it's not only the ones where you write exams, but then I'm gonna talk about both. First about the ones where you write exams, I do believe that the approach that South Africa is adopting this year is actually the most useful, because the exams they actually include all the levels from ACIA to ACIE and to ACIP, and then they also need you to have a bit of practical of practical experience. I mean, of the practical, not only the theory part but also the practicals. And then I'm gonna make an example of Datacom mostly deals with a lot of networking, and Huawei uses the ENSP, which simulates scenarios whereby you build a campus network, you build your topologies, you configure your routers and your switches. So me and my team, we started playing around with those, and then we got like the practical experience, and then also we blended it with a bit of theory, and then we started working from there. And then we also went through the exam dams for ACIA. If you're studying ACIA, there's exam dams there are given whereby it's questions where you practice. So we practiced with those questions, and then we moved on from there. But then having to use the tools that are provided by the instructors and the questions and the Huawei platform, because they also give you mock tests over there to actually practice and actually train. And also Huawei also gives the certification routes, whereby you can or actually get certificated that you actually are an ACIA, you are a certified Huawei practitioner. So yeah, for the exams, I'd recommend having to try that path, of which I do believe it's the same technique that is used by the Nigerians. So I mean, yeah, if we continue with this route, I do believe that we're also gonna win.
Okay. Anybody else want to ask anything? Any other question? Hello.
Greetings, everyone. I heard him mention something about creating a network and stuff. Did we do cloud computing or we did networking? Which type of track did we do?
No. It was actually giving you an example of things like datacom. So basically, it's just telling you how sometimes understanding how you can mix the theory to the practice. Remember, for example, for us, when we're doing big data, we said from next week, we're going to try and see how the theory that we've learned can be used practically, you know. So that's why he was saying that it's kind of an advantage to understand how the theory knowledge that you're getting is being applied. So that's one of the most important thing that can also help you, because once you understand how you apply them in real life, it's going to be easy for you to deal with the theory. All right. So anybody else? Anyone want to add something? All right, guys. Thank you, Teto, for your time. Much appreciated. And yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, guys. Yeah, so today has been a bit of a challenge, especially when it comes to the fact that I have load shedding. Even now, I'm having a class. Even now, I'm having a class under load shedding. which is a bit of a problem, but it's fine. Okay, just moving on. From next week, we're gonna do a bit of practice just to try and understand everything practically. All right. So we spoke about. We spoke about different packages, different ecosystem that play into the Hadoop platform. Remember, we have different things that play in the Hadoop. So we have we spoke about. Can anybody tell us a few softwares or a few tools that are working together in the Hadoop platform, in the HDFS platform? Any tools that you remember we spoke about them? Obviously, apart from HBase, because I have it on my screen here, HBase is what we did yesterday. Apart from HBase, what do you remember?
Hive.
Yes, Hive.
Kafka.
Zookeeper.
Sorry? Zookeeper, yes.
Kafka.
So but we haven't spoken about Kafka. So we spoke about Zookeeper, and we spoke about Hive, and then we spoke about HBase. What you need to remember about Zookeeper, it's helping us with controlling all the servers, how they work and everything, right? And then when we talk about Hive, we mentioned how Hive, most important thing, Hive use SQL queries. So it can use those SQL code to try and fetch data. And then HBase is most built with columns and rows. So HBase work with, it's a column-based system. Okay. So those are the few differences. So yesterday we mentioned different concepts, the architecture, and the key processes. We can read or write the data. So read and data as a process. Guys, these things are very easy. It's most of like theory, and most of them work together, but you just need to understand which package work with servers, which package has what type of processes, So that's what you need to know about this, okay? So what we can say is when you write data in HBase, the data is allocated to the corresponding H region server. Remember yesterday we spoke about the more data we have them into region. So those region, we have the H region server. We have some servers that deal with that. So when you write the data is allocated to the corresponding H region. Okay. Okay. And then the part of the software that's where the data are first written are memstore and hlog. And then we have the commit. This is a code that we can use. Invocation, this will return the data to the client only after the operation is written to hlog. And then when you read the data, the H region server first access memstore cache. If the memstore cache cannot be found, then the H region server search the store file on the disk. Okay, so these are just some of the processes. All right, guys, because time is gone and we have to respect the 6:30 time, no problem. But I hope what Sinteto said has encouraged you, and at least you have someone who has done it, has gone through the process, and can tell you how this is an exposure for him. And one thing that I forgot to mention, the reason why I even show that picture there, when I met him I was going with him for the first time when he got his days, yeah. When he was supposed to get a prize for the competition in Johannesburg. So I traveled with him from Durban to Johannesburg. And then I didn't know him. It was my first time to meet him. So, and then from the time we left Durban, he kept on asking me to take pictures of him everywhere. Even when we got to Joburg, he got his prize. Unfortunately, I forgot to. I will show you maybe next time the pictures of that day. So he got his prize, and then after when we were coming back to Durban, so we got to OR Tamil, and then I took him to the lounge, to the airport lounge. Then because I had access to the airport lounge, so I took him there. We were sitting and then talking. So I asked him, "Why are you taking so many pictures?" He said to me, "This is the first time I am leaving KZN. This is the first time I'm taking the flight, and in the first time I'm doing this, I am winning a prize, and at the same time, first time I am entering in the airport lounge." So he was just excited. He told me, it's like, this is big for me. Nobody in my family has ever done this. You understand? So for him, it was such a big thing. But he could achieve all that, now he has traveled more than just leaving KZN to go to out of KZN, but he has traveled around. He has gone to China. He has been exposed to different technologies, meeting with people in high position, being exposed to all these things. Why? Because he just took his time to say, let me take this competition seriously. Let me get this opportunity. You understand? So it was just an opportunity that is there, and it took care of the opportunity. So that's how this competition can change your life. You don't know who you're gonna meet while you being part of this competition. All right. So any comment, any question before we could call it a day? I think we'll continue next week. Anyone? All right, guys. If there's no question, no problem. I will see you on Tuesday. Have a good weekend, if I can say that. All right, guys. Bye. See you on Tuesday.
Not register today.
No, it's fine because of this load shedding and everything. But I've taken